Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, July 19th. I'm Kiki Thaxter. This week on Norwood News, a new living local that'll have your tail wagging, an update on the demolition of Hawes Pool. But first, last Friday, a fire broke out at the Frank L. Walsh Housing Authority property here in Norwood. Executive Director of the Norwood Housing Authority, Sean Barnacle, discusses the donation drive to help the displaced families, as well as what the Housing Authority's next steps are.
So today we're here to talk about the donation drive. We have 12 apartments in our building at 7 William Shine. 11 people were affected by the fire. Right now we're still waiting to find out what's a total loss, what varying degrees of loss they have, but we're anticipating people aren't going to need bedding, they're going to need clothes, they're going to need food. Right now we're doing everything we can to give them support and let them know that the Norwood community is here as they go through and recover from this fire. The donation drive is going to be instrumental as they hope to regain their independence, regain their ability to be housed with the Housing Authority, and we really just want to do everything we can to support them in this long road to recovery. Right now we're just kind of doing everything we can, finding out, meeting with them one-on-one, what their needs are and how we can give back to them in the best way possible. In working with the town, they've done this before, but also working with the Red Cross and the Salvation Army, they've made the recommendation that gift cards are the best way to give to this donation drive. We can do anything from Target to TJ Maxx, your local grocery stores. We know right now that clothing is affected by smoke. We know that bedding is affected by smoke. We've been working with our electricians, working with everyone to get this building up and running, get electricity back in so we can start deodorizing, start really taking out the smell as much as we can. But until right now, it hasn't really been possible as we work through all of these milestones to get this building reoccupied. So we know that there is affected belongings in there and we're hoping things can be salvaged, but we really don't know. So the best way is to give gift cards to your local stores around here. That way our residents, if they have gift cards, they can order online, have delivered to the hotel or other family members' house. That way, as new belongings come in, they're not affected by the fire further. So our plan right now is to work with the two sides of the building. Right behind me, you can see the fire side where there's 6 apartments that are more deeply affected by the fire. Anytime when you have a fire and there's heavy water usage, we now have to go through and check the electrical and check the studs, make sure there's no mold, mildew, anything going on. So there's a high degree that we're probably going to have to take those apartments offline for a significant amount of time as we possibly have to redo them completely. There's 6 units behind me on the other side that are in relatively good condition. Right now, electricity's back on, the fire alarms are back on. Everyone has been working so hard, endless hours, to get these units back up and running. So our goal right now in the next few weeks is to have everything cleaned, deodorized, and hopefully put 6 people back into their own apartments. The people that are affected on the fire side, we're hoping to get them into other apartments that the Housing Authority owns. We do have some vacancies that we're in the process of turning over. So we have our maintenance department right now going into those apartments and prioritizing those. That way we can rehouse the affected families that won't be able to go back into their units because they are so close to the fire. I just can't say thank you enough. The town has been outstanding. The first responders, the town manager and his staff, the Council on Aging, the American Red Cross, the Salvation Army, the hotel, everyone has been giving everything they can. Anytime you ask for help, the next answer is what else? No one has said no, and we are so grateful for that. My own staff, they have gone above and beyond. It's one of those things that we are truly blessed to be in Norwood, and the community outport is so special. We appreciate everyone, and we hope for more help if we can.
Demolition continues at Hawes Pool. The concrete structure that was the pool is now completely gone. Recreation Superintendent John Kinney has the details.
Hello, John Kinney from the Rec Department. Just giving you a Hawes Pool renovation update. You can see over my shoulder that a lot has been done since the last time we've been together. The demo is going really smooth right now. A lot of the pool itself is demolished and in piles, getting ready to be transported out of here. So schedule-wise, they're doing very well. They're keeping the area nice and clean for residents around, spraying down the debris so we don't spread a lot of dust in the area around the pool. The pool will be reopened next year, the late spring of 2025, early June. We'll reopen everything up for the residents to get their pool tags and be down here at the new facility. Some of the new features that we'll have at this facility is a brand new splash pad. We'll have a difference in between the low end and the deep end divided by a peninsula that will cut through the middle of the pool, dividing the low end, which will be about 2 feet to 2.5 feet, and then around the other side of the peninsula it'll go from 4 feet down to just over 7 feet deep. It will make a true lap lane pool on the deep end of 25 yards, and we'll have a ramp that's built in the low end for ADA compliant wheelchair accessibility. We'll be able to roll right down the ramp and into the pool for easy access.
The summer's elite skating sizzler is happening at the Skating Club of Boston with some of the nation's best competitors, gold medalists, and national champions. Doug Zegheib, Executive Director and CEO, shares the details.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Zegheib at the Skating Club of Boston, and I'm here to tell you about a great summer ice show we're presenting on August 15th at 7 p.m. Summer's Elite Skating Sizzler. It is a first look at the nation's best competitors skating here in Norwood. 2 world champions, a world silver medalist, and countless national champions and other medalists all here performing, getting ready for their season. It's a great benefit, it supports their training, Team USA kids. Tickets are $35 each and $30 if you buy 4, a family 4-pack. You can get your tickets at scboston.org/events. And again, that's on August 15th at 7 p.m. Come on down, beat the heat, and get cool with the nation's best skaters.
But that's not all. Zegheib explains a special summer discount for Norwood residents.
Hey everybody, did you know you can skate all year at the Skating Club of Boston? We've got summer public skating all summer. Saturdays and Sundays starting at 1:50 p.m. and at 4 p.m. 50% off for all Norwood residents. Come on, beat the heat and have some summer fun on ice at the Skating Club of Boston. More information about the schedule can be found at scboston.org.
When Norwood News returns, we get a fresh construction update at the Coakley Middle School, and we learn about a new doggy daycare that has tails wagging. Are you looking for a local doggy daycare, groomer, and a trainer all in one? Well, You Lucky Dogs is your spot in Norwood to find all of it. Let's go take a ride down to You Lucky Dogs.
So You Lucky Dogs is a dog daycare facility. We offer grooming and daycare and training for all of those 3 things for the dogs of Norwood.
Paul Malloy, owner of You Lucky Dogs, located at 169 Railroad Ave, has always had a passion for training dogs throughout his life.
So it started with me at a younger age. When I was a younger guy, I enjoyed training of dogs. I'm very passionate about dogs. I own dogs myself, and I've spent a lot of time in the hunting dog training in my career, my time. My wife was also brought up in a family where her father was a dog trainer. So as children, we were introduced to it, and that kind of just grew for the love of dogs.
You Lucky Dogs takes pride in listening to their customers and staff and making You Lucky Dogs the best place it can be.
So I think one of the things that we've always thrived to do when we opened the business was just listen to the people, listen to the customers, listen to our staff. I think it's been good for us just to get the feedback from everybody, and any continuous improvement that we offered was not really my idea, but the staff or our customers. And I think that's kind of set us aside for not only location is great, you know, we're right in the center of town, but I think it really gives people the reassurance that we listen. You know, we want to, if you tell me something, I'm going to do what I can to get it done, rather than just, you know, nod my head and say, yeah, we're going to do that.
Paul saw a need for a local daycare facility in the town of Norwood.
Well, it helps I live here, for sure. I'm a Norwood resident, and my kids grew up here, but honestly, when we thought about the business and we looked around town, there wasn't really anywhere. You know, when my wife and my kids or myself would take the dog and we wanted to go on a vacation, there wasn't really anywhere in close proximity to have that availability. So it was something we thought about, give it some thought for quite some time. And eventually we just thought it'd be, we got some feedback from a lot of the community. I am a soccer coach here in Norwood with my kids, and I got a lot of people talking to me about, oh, it'd be a great idea. So we followed through with it, and we love Norwood, love the people.
Being a longtime resident in Norwood, Paul knew this is where he wanted to open up his business.
I mean, we've been blessed with the clientele and their dogs. The dogs have been fantastic. I mean, you talk about a community or dogs representing their people, we got it right here. The dogs are awesome, people are friendly, we love it.
At You Lucky Dogs, they pride themselves on making the dogs feel comfortable.
Yeah, one of the things that we definitely thrive to make sure happen is that, you know, we don't crate the dogs. The crates are there for the dog's convenience. If they decide that they wanted to go and just get away, you know, it's like kids going to school, right? They may need a little time to relax. I don't want to play anymore. Maybe that's the older dog. The younger dog wants to go all day. So we have indoor-outdoor space that's completely open. So a dog can be indoors if they want, they can be outdoors if they want. We have the play pools at back. All of our outdoor facilities is got turf, it's all sports turf. And I think it just gives the dog that freedom of, I can do what I want, when I want, but with continuous supervision. So that's why we maintain all our staff here, and they're constantly interacting with the dog all day. But it is that freedom, I think, gives it the uniqueness, I guess. And we have a lot of overhead garage doors that we can open it right up so it's fully ventilated. If we do have an extreme heat day, we are able to bring all the dogs inside and we crank up the air conditioners, turn on the fans to circulate the air, and it's quite comfortable.
To learn more about You Lucky Dogs, visit their website on Facebook, Instagram, or just stop by and say hello. When you drive past the Coakley Middle School, you may notice a lot of construction happening on both sides of the parking lots. Jack McCarthy gets all the details with the latest Coakley Middle School construction update.
Oh, it's that time again for this month's progress report on the Coakley Middle School construction. Joining me as always is Bethany King from WT Rich. And Bethany, there's a lot going on.
Yep, we're not stopping out here. Since last month's update, a lot of the same work inside. We're again working CVA, so we're actively in every single zone, doing different stuff. So right now we're currently standing in Zone C, which is the furthest along. You can see drywall on the wall, ceiling, grid is up, infrastructure in the walls, done some paint and tile going on. So lots inside the building. And as the town probably has seen, as soon as school wrapped up this past spring, we immediately started in what we were calling Configuration 4, which is the time we had to work in the parking lots. There's a lot of infrastructure that has to make its way to Washington Street, and a lot of underground drainage and sewers that go under those future parking lots. So we are actively in both sides of the site, working our way to Washington Street, doing a lot of time. So we appreciate the public's support with us and patience. There's a lot of temporary paths to get to the various fields around the campus. We try to have enough signs up with our maps, but yeah, that's a constant plan here that we're trying to execute.
Yeah, and it's funny because we walked by coming in here, we saw all the pipes and all that stuff, and it's stuff that it's almost unappreciated in that you'll never see it again once
Yep.
it's done.
Yep.
It's like putting on a new roof. You'll see the roof, but you don't get any charge out of it. But without it, you can't do the rest of the work.
There's a lot that goes under those parking lots for sure, and similarly in these walls. Like before this drywall was up, there is a lot of infrastructure, wiring, piping in these walls that bring your power to the various boxes, right? So that's all the stuff we're doing behind the scenes here.
So, I mean, you are on a tight time frame to get all that done. How's it going?
It's going well. Yep, we're forecasting positively with the schedule. We've run into a few hiccups here or there, but in general, we're still on track. Our site work contractor here is a company called Wiggly, and their foreman here has been here since the start. He's been great working with us. So they're working long hours. They're working some Saturdays to try and get this work done. Our current plan is August 28th is the first day that the teachers are back. Our plan is to be out of your hair by then and have the fences back the way they were last winter.
Yeah, this is always a precarious time, if you will, because you're digging into the ground, and there is some uncertainty as to what you might find. Have you had any surprises?
A little bit, but nothing drastic. There's a few things here or there we just had to, on the fly, work with the design team and work with the OPM to fix to make sure the existing school can stay operational until we actually have to demolish that in a year. So, but again, we've been flagging those as they come up, and we've been handling them as we go.
And I think that's, this is a little inside, in the weeds, but I think that's one of the beauties of that this is a construction manager at risk project. We're able to do things more on the fly like that.
Exactly, yes. We have full-time staff here every day, and Vertex for the OPM does as well. We have weekly meetings with Alan Slater, the building committee chair, and Paul Riccardi and Chris and the whole team there. So yeah, we're trying to stay in touch with the town very frequently to keep everyone on the same page and keep the schedule moving and everything on budget.
What has there been any big surprises, or what's the biggest surprise? And hopefully it's not that big.
Honestly, not a ton of huge surprises. Just little things here or there, right? When you dive into certain drawings, that we wanted this to align with that, so we got to remake some glass, or shoot, we broke this glass over. Like little things like that we've been fixing. But no, there hasn't. No, you're jinxing us here. I'm gonna find some wood here, right? But no, nothing major.
All right, so let's just get back to where we are now. So this is basically a basic classroom, I believe.
It is. We're actually treating this room specifically as our mock-up space, so arguably it's the furthest along. You can see some light fixtures starting to get hung here. There's some yellow paint on the wall that I'm sure they'll get over to. Yeah, this room is the furthest along. Actually, Luke will talk about some of the upcoming finishes, but Zone C is right on track. And being able to follow here soon.
All right, so I'm looking up here at this black pipe. I'm going to guess it's sprinkled.
My test.
Yeah.
Yes, that's sprinkler pipe.
All right, I'm going to quit there.
Please don't. No, I'm just kidding. But no, everything, about the ceiling, it's an example of what I was trying to say in the wall, right?
Yeah.
There is a lot of infrastructure. You see the ductwork bringing air to the spaces, right? You see a lot of MC cabling, bring the electrical, right? There's a lot of low voltage wiring. There's a lot above these ceilings that the intent is to be hidden from view, but bring your infrastructure to these classrooms as designed.
Yeah. Well, it's very cool. I'm glad that we're able to give the community a glimpse of what's going on, because once it's buttoned up, they don't know what's going on in here, and so it's great to have you tell us what's going on, even though we're right here. It's not as obvious as you would think of what's actually happening.
Yeah, it's great every month to check in and see the progress. And the other thing we do behind the scenes here too is we do a lot of quality control checks, and we make sure what's supposed to go in the wall is in the wall, right? And we have what's called an open space camera. It's a 360-degree camera that we walk around twice a week and take pictures of this building. So every little step and everything that goes in these walls, we're documenting for the team as well. So there's a lot happening behind the scenes. When you come into a nice room like this, it looks nice, it looks finished. We're getting there, and that is the goal of the project. Right? So.
That's great. All right, so I think you've covered everything we want to cover right now, right?
Perfect.
Okay, so we'll be back with Luke Arpone from Vertex in just a second. As promised, I'm back with Luke Arpone from Vertex. One of these days I'm going to say the old name. And so we're in the classroom. So what's this going to look like when it's all done?
Sure, so this will be a classroom on the second floor in Area C. Over here, next to the door over here, we'll see some cabinets coming in, some casework. That's probably the next major subcontract that's going to start on site in the next couple of weeks. They're anticipated to be on site end of the month, early August, like I said, to begin installing casework. And then we will see flooring subcontractor follow in right behind them to start installing the flooring on this floor in Area C and also in some of the bathrooms that are a little further along. Then we will begin to see lockers to be installed in the corridors, and then we'll just keep moving on from Area C into Area B and then eventually into Area A.
It's funny that you put lockers in, and everybody does, but I know at the high school, very few kids actually use their lockers. It's one of those weird things that when I was in school, you'd carry one book to one class, but maybe the buildings are too big and they can't get that quick.
It seemed like that was a trend probably when I was in high school. It seemed like everybody's backpacks got a little bit bigger, less time at the locker and more stuff in the bags, but try to alleviate some of that here with some locker space for the students.
So it's crunch time now, as Bethany said, because you have to get all the infrastructure stuff outside done before school.
Sure, yep.
How's that looking?
Great.
Tell me what we should expect to see over the next 6 or so weeks.
Sure. Outside would just be a little bit more the same with the parking lot over by the tennis courts. That lot actually comes up significantly from the existing grade. You can see there's a retaining wall that's been built out there now that will support the ground away from the tennis court, so that's coming up. As they broaden that up, they're also digging the trench for utilities, and they're digging the trench, laying the conduit, encasing it with concrete, and backfilling that as they go. So we're doing sections at a time, and they're moving away from Washington Street closer to the school. And the same is occurring over on the other side of the Little League field. A huge pile of dirt over in that lot right now that's going to be spread out in grade for the subgrade over there over the next few weeks. So there's a huge pile of dirt that will disappear over the next month.
One of the things that I've noticed, it was a little difficult for us to get around,
Sure.
meaning the routes are different. So for people at home that have to go to the football field or the soccer field or the Little League field, what should they look for when they come up?
Sure, so we've constructed some temporary pathways from Washington Street to both the tennis courts and the Little League fields. There's plenty of signage out there now to direct folks to and from those fields. So we ask that they pay attention to that signage, but their access is as it was pre us being here on site. So
Yeah, it's just a different way to get
path.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as Lou said, please pay attention to the signs. You don't want to go in the wrong place because it can be very dangerous for both the people working and, more importantly, for you, for yourself. So, anything else?
That's it.
Okay, well, that wraps up this update of the Coakley Middle School project. Thanks to Bethany and to Luke, and we'll be back with more digest right after this.
Thank you.
Learn about a special concert coming to Norwood and grab a sweet treat near Norwood Airport when Norwood News returns. The Middle School Building Committee met Monday night at the Savage Center. W.T. Rich presented the committee with a progress update and a list of change orders that totaled in $291,860. Committee member Paul Riccardi addressed an issue he had with the change orders.
So let me just say something. Don't even take it personally. Where's the responsibility of the architect, of W.T. Rich, of Vertex on these errors and omissions? Because they're adding up. We're coming close to $1 million if you include obviously the loading docks. So it just seems to me that the street is totally one way. And, you know, it's a whole different way of handling construction. You know, change orders are site issues, unforeseen site issues, owner changes their mind, or errors and omission. And what I believe is we have a fair amount of errors and omissions in the design package. And it's coming back to cost the town more money. I mean, this one's a perfect example. The plans were wrong. You know, they put them in, and then it didn't line up with where it's supposed to. And the town's paying request to pay $21,000 for the fix.
After some discussion, the MSBC approved all change orders. The middle school building committee will meet again next month. Kyle Leonard, NHS class of 2022, is organizing a special NHS alumni concert. He has all the details.
Hello, my name is Kyle Leonard. I graduated from Norwood High School in 2022, and on August 11th, on the summer concert series in the center of town, I will be hosting the first ever Norwood High School Alumni Big Band. This evening will definitely be a special evening as we pay tribute to a dear friend of mine, Paul Alberta. We hope to see you there.
On this segment of Sweet Treats with Keeks, I show my Greek side down at Dassos Euro Cafe. Hey guys, welcome back to Sweet Treats with Keeks. I am at my roots today and we are gonna go into Dassos Euro Cafe. It's a Greek restaurant. They got ice cream, they got desserts, they got it all. So let's go try it out.
So you know what this is, right?
Yes, mi
Milfei. Do you know what this is?
I do not. What's that?
Baklava cheesecake.
Get out. This.
Portobello pita.
I know that one too.
Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
What's this?
Galacto
burrito.
And then we got the baklava.
Of course. Can't not do baklava.
This is amazing. What should we dig in first, folks?
What are you taking a bite of?
I think you should go with like traditional baklava first, and then like work your way over.
Right. Okay. See, if I was in Greece, I would be lifting this up with my whole hand. You don't cut
literally,
really, but
well, because if you were in Greece, the pieces wouldn't be so big. It's just in America where that we like make everything bigger.
Oh, that's really good. Perfect amount of like that syrup in there, not too overwhelming.
And you know the Greeks don't use the rose water, so we do the real deal.
That's really
You know, from a Greek to a Greek.
So here is the galaktobouriko. Very complicated translated in English. What would you say, like?
Galaktobouriko is the baklava without the nuts. Rather than the nuts, it has the semolina custard inside. So the people that have the nut allergies can still have galaktobouriko and get the flavor of baklava without having the actual baklava.
Exactly. I like this because it's very light, and you can eat it cold or warm.
You can eat it cold or warm. We like to make it warm here.
Oh. Are you kidding me? This is really good. So soft, warm. You got the crispiness of the phyllo dough in here.
And the same honey syrup from the baklava.
That's delicious. Yeah, a little bit of that on there. Brian, I like that. Are all these, do you guys make this here?
We make everything here. Everything is homemade, made from scratch, made in our kitchen.
Beautiful. All right, we're gonna make our way over to the milfet. This is also like a, would you say custard with phyllo?
It's more of like a sweet cream. I say the milfet is more like the Greek cannoli. You know, more like a Greek cannoli. It's a sweet cream, not a cheesy cream like a ricotta, but it's a sweet cream with a homemade phyllo dough on that one. Delish.
Well, I'm just gonna interrupt. Italians say regatta.
Sorry,
okay, it's not ricotta. It's regatta.
I'm sorry.
Will you guys with your baklava?
Just like you say baklava, I'll have to practice on the ricotta.
Yeah. She's got it down already.
So we have a
Oh.
we have
Okay.
we have a reoccurring pattern here of phyllo dough, as you can tell. Greeks
Yes,
love their phyllo dough.
Phyllo dough is a popular starter on Greek desserts. And every one of them, right?
I'm waiting for her to finish so I can go around and finish them on.
A milfei is more like the summer dessert. It's very refreshing.
Light. This has to be one of my top favorite desserts in Greece just because it's cooling, it's nice, it's light. I could eat the whole thing.
It goes down so fast.
Next up,
Oh, you want Brian to try that? Should we get Brian's opinion?
for sure, Brian.
All right. Nope, Brian. Let's go. You're the cheesecake king.
I love cheesecake. I really love baklava. I never would have thought in a million years to put them together.
No.
Excellent idea. This is delicious.
Okay, let's give it a whirl. Because I'm not that big of a cheesecake fan.
Okay.
You'll like this one.
Not my favorite. But it's good. Just because I don't like cheesecake.
You don't like cheesecake.
Hey, at least you're trying new things.
What does Brian think?
Brian loves it.
Brian could eat all of these right now.
He loves all of them.
So overall, the desserts here at Dassos were just incredible, very authentic. I'm Greek, so I can approve of that. But I also want to thank Christiana, the owner of Dassos, for bringing. Oh, please, would you look at that?
She can't leave without a baklava ice cream.
No, I cannot.
She can't.
And I can say I've never tried this in my life.
Give her a
so-
taste.
That's good.
Good, right? You'll only find that here.
Very good. You get the little pieces of the phyllo dough in there. Refreshing.
Is it Kiriakula approved?
Kiriakula approved. Thanks again.
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate
You're
this.
welcome.
This was awesome. Come down to Dassos, Norwood Airport. You'll see it. They got lunch, dinner, anything you want, ice cream. They got it all here.
And if you want to go to Greece after, you just
exactly,
get on a plane.
get on a plane and go. We got planes right here. But we'll see you next time on Sweet Treats with Keeks. Well, that's all for Norwood News. To stay up to date with Norwood Community Media, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We leave you now with a list of upcoming events NCM will be covering. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a great weekend.